Good morning, everyone. Hi there. This is Charlotte and Hayden with Real Food, Real Women, and today we're talking about breakfast, and I'm going to make you this spectacular quiche, and we're going to give you the recipe, and Hayden wants to share a few things about breakfast with you, too, so she's our expert resident nutritionist.
Well, I've been experimenting with my diet a lot lately, just for some issues related to blood sugar with me, and I thought I'd share it with everybody because I've been reading more and more about it and realizing that a lot of us, women especially, blood sugar regulation is really important. And it sounds really boring. It doesn't sound, it's not a sexy, fun topic to talk about blood sugar, but we got to talk about it because, if you're feeling anxious and jittery and you want to crash at, 1 o'clock after you eat, there's probably a very good chance that your blood sugar is off. Because when you have these big spikes in energy and you feel great and excited, but then you crash an hour later, that's a big sign that something's not going right in your blood sugar. And one of the most important and one of the easiest ways to start getting this back on track is to start off with a really, really awesome breakfast. High protein, high fat breakfast, no carb. I mean, no sugars. We've been kind of duped with this idea of a piece of toast and a bowl of oatmeal and a glass of orange juice.
Pancakes
and syrup. I mean, even the healthy whole grain stuff, that is pure sugar. So your body treats it just like it does, a milkshake or something. In the case of your blood sugar, so you get this big spike and then drop. So instead, start off your day with a lot of protein and a lot of fat, and then you'll feel full and satiated, and it's a really even, your energy levels stay even, so you don't have the big roller coaster ride, which causes a lot of issues with anxiety and even depression, inability to focus and brain fog and feeling tired and exhausted all the time. And nature's perfect food, the egg, the pastured egg from your chickens on pasture and green grass, because this is full of amazing nutrition. Tons of good healthy fats, healthy cholesterol, good healthy protein, and so much vitamins in there that you can't really get anywhere else. All the good fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A and vitamin D, and I don't know if you can see it, but the sign of a good healthy egg, pastured egg, is look at that bright orange egg yolk. That means it is packed full of the most amazing nutritious vitamins. So, Mom's going to take it away talking about how you can make a quiche ahead of time. We're making it for Easter brunch this weekend because it's really fancy and delicious. But I make this, once a week or so, and then I have breakfast for the rest of the week.
It's like fast food, the perfect fast food. A hard-boiled egg, we do that too, but also little pieces of quiche. Will fill my husband up with that if I am running short on time too.
Yeah, so you can just slice up a bunch of pieces, stick them in your fridge, and pull them out as needed. So I'll even eat them for lunch if if I just need to grab something quick. So
one thing I grew up with, and many of you grew up with too, is we were told by the little food pyramid people, American Dietetics Association, etc., that eggs were bad for you and they're going to give you high cholesterol. So a lot of people are really fearful of eating eggs. My father-in-law, he's 84, and he is so scared to eat eggs. And you can eat 3 eggs a day, 4 if you can handle those calories. My husband certainly eats 3 or 4 eggs a day. I only need 1, I don't need all that extra stuff. But they aren't going to hurt you, contrary to past thinking. And finally, the American Dietetic Association is coming out and saying that, okay, eggs do not cause high cholesterol, they don't cause heart disease. As a matter of fact, you should be eating a minimum of 1 a day. So, and one thing I found out is a lot of people take cod liver oil, and if you eat an egg a day and you're getting a little bit of chicken liver once a week or beef liver once a week, you don't need expensive supplements such as cod liver oil either. So just so many reasons to eat eggs, and
real food instead of of the supplements and stuff.
Yeah. When you cut out everything that's making you sick, and people think, what is left to eat if I can't eat gluten and I can't eat this, can't eat that? What's left is food. Just food. So
straight from the pasture.
All right. Well, should I show them?
Yeah.
So this quiche was inspired because I took my husband to Astoria this weekend for his birthday, and Hayden said, you have to eat at the 14th Street Cafe and order the quiche. So I did, and then I asked the owner if he had the recipe, and he didn't have it in a book form yet. He's working on it. But he said it was inspired by the Cafe Tartine out of San Francisco, their quiche recipe. So I have recreated that because it is the most custardy quiche I've ever had, and it was really good. And it just so happens that we raise everything, almost everything that goes into this quiche. So that was a second thing is we 95 or more percent of what we eat is raised here on the farm. So it's really fun when I make a meal and like everything in the meal is made from the farm, and the quiche is one of those things. So you start off, it's not totally gluten-free. You can make it gluten-free, but I'm following the recipe which calls to you to put 1 pastured egg first into the 3 tablespoons of flour. And the recipe will be on our blog by this afternoon or tomorrow, and it'll be emailed out to everyone on our email list. But you have to take that egg, you can see that, and mix it in the 3 tablespoons flour first before you put the rest of the eggs in there. So just mix it up, and I practiced this quiche already, even though we just had it this weekend. And it's very easy to do, and I did it all by hand. I didn't have to get my mixer out. And then, I don't know if you can see the golden yolks, probably not, but I'll just pour them in there. These are so dark golden, and our chickens like doubled egg production in the last couple weeks. So that's the other reason, excuse me, I'm going nuts trying to figure out all these different egg recipes I can use. So then you put the rest of the 4 eggs in and just whip it up really good like this. The 3 tablespoons flour are in there. So you want to make sure you've mixed it up so there's no chunks. And then, one of my favorite things, if you've never had creme fraiche made from our raw milk cream, that's to die for. And it calls for a cup of that. Actually, oh, here, good, I have a measuring cup because I forgot to measure it ahead of time. The creme fraiche is just, you use that fromage blanc culture in our farm store, and I showed you how to make that recipe a few weeks ago. You just put that in cream. From our farm is great, or from the store, because homemade creme fraiche, when you do that, nothing beats that. The flavor is just so rich and creamy. You use it like sour cream. So call for a cup of that. Easily make your own. And then a cup of our whole milk. And you just mix that in together. Now, after this point, you can really do any flavors you want. So I just went and I just used what we have, which is we have some wonderful ham going on right now. And I'm going to switch to my spatula. And then the only thing I bought from the store were these leeks for these recipes. So I'm making a ham and leek quiche. And then it calls for salt and thyme and a little pepper. And again, the recipe will be on the blog. So you mix that in. Oh, and I did buy some Gruyere cheese because I make some cheeses, but I don't make that one. And quiche just tastes so good with the tanginess of the Gruyere. So that's what I did that. That's it, you guys. You just mix it up like that. It looks like creme brulee that we make. And then maybe I could show you. All you do is pour it in the crust like this. Woo! Okay, so Hayden's gonna just set it there. And I'm not gonna show you me, baking it in the oven. All those directions will be in there. But that is it. And what's great about this is I can bake a couple quiches on a Sunday, and then I have lunch, breakfast, dinner, whatever, whenever we're pressed for time, we've always got that. And experimenting with the flavors, when the video is over, I'm going to do the second quiche. And we have this wonderful chorizo that is extra spicy. If you can handle it, I'm going to do chorizo and red pepper quiche too. And we're going to eat these for Easter. So we're going to have a selection of quiches available. But really just experiment with the flavors. You could do bacon and spinach, and you could make all vegetables. You could do mushrooms and leeks, kale, anything really goes in there. And oh, I wanted to show you the one that I made last night. So it's beautiful. I don't think I'll bother trying to cut a piece on camera. That might take too long. It's beautiful. I tasted the little extra bit I made. The flavor is incredible. And if you start with pastured eggs, the flavors are just out of this world. And you'll blow your family away if you make it for Easter too. And like Hayden said, it's perfectly balanced. Also, I wanted to point out, you don't have to do a crust. If you're totally avoiding gluten, I made a little one last night in a ramekin with no crust. Tastes just as wonderful. If you want to make a homemade crust, be sure to use pastured pork lard. This is the highest vitamin D content of any food there is lard from pastured pigs. This is from our pigs. We have a company who makes this lard just for us. And this in a pie crust for a quiche is out of this world. I have to admit, I did not make my own crust last night. So I could have, but I was in a bit of a hurry, and I did store-bought crust. So homemade crust with pork lard is fantastic. That's probably the ultimate store-bought crust, or totally crustless, because for those of you who are avoiding gluten or as many carbs as possible. And you'll have this fantastic quiche. So again, the recipe will be on the blog, and we'll email that out. And did you have any more to say? You showed them our beautiful eggs.
Yeah.
Look at these. We are, I know.
There's your Easter eggs right there. It's been fun in the farm store because all the eggs are different colors. So the kids in there have been picking out the eggs. So.
And this actually is a turkey egg. We don't sell these because we only get about one a week, but we do eat them in our house. And that's a good point for the quiche is you could use any eggs you want. You can use duck eggs, quail eggs, although you'd have to crack, instead of this took 5 eggs, you'd have to have like 20 or 30 eggs, turkey eggs, whatever you want. So just play around with it. Let us know how it turns out if you decide to do it. Let us know what flavors you use too, because there's such a variety of flavors you could use. It's really endless, meat or vegetarian or just whatever you want. Mm-hmm. All right.
Alrighty, well I think we can wrap it up, and I hope you give it a try and start. A lot of you have been asking for more meal planning ideas when I've been talking to you in the farm store, and so add this to your weekly list of foods that you're going to make for the week, and then you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner all made all at once. It's an amazing feeling where you can just wake up in the morning and know that your breakfast is taken care of and food's going to be on the table no matter what.
Because we're all short of time, it seems, in the morning. That's why it's so hard to get out of the house with breakfast eaten. And it's hard, especially harder for us because we don't eat any cereals or anything, so we don't, those days that we are running late, we don't have anything we can just throw in a bowl and slam down. So that's especially when something like this comes in handy.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, well thanks so much guys, and hopefully we'll talk to you in here soon. If you have any more questions or you want us to do some more videos on different topics, then you can always post in here or comment below because we love chatting with you more. Alrighty, bye!
Bye!